Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope everybody has been okay and healthy. For today's video, I'm doing something a bit different. So occasionally I get my hands on trash. Now, hold off a little bit. By trash, I mean there's companies that throw away technology, or just places or people that throw away tech because they think it doesn't work, or it doesn't actually work, or they can't fix it, and all that stuff. Where they've taken it to somewhere and they've been told that they can't be fixed. So for today's video, what I was able to get my hands on is let's see. So let's start off with these. We have a few hard drives here. These are, I think, 1 terabyte, 500 gig, or 2 terabyte hard drives. And we'll be testing these out today to see if we get lucky and maybe we have some that work, or 1 or 2 that work. I mean, honestly, if just like 1 works, I'll be happy. We also have a couple of NVMEs, which, oh, here's the other one. A couple of NVMEs, which are these here. We have a 1 terabyte, 512, and the 512. So these were all tossed out, and this was also going in the trash because of I don't know if it was shipping damage or somebody decided to kick it. I'm not really sure, but it was pretty dented up, and it was, honestly, since it's a power supply, it's pretty dangerous to mess with it anyways, because of the buildup and the possibility of getting shocked if you work on it. The other thing that was in this pile was a Gigabyte Rtx 2080. This nice thing here. So I'm pretty sure this is dead, but we're gonna test it out anyways because I want to see if I get lucky with it, and then afterwards we're gonna see if I can RMA it if possible. If not, then I'm gonna have to try to fix it probably in a different video because that is probably a really long video. So let's start with the testing part of it and see if we get lucky. We're gonna do just a fast mode, Super Saiyan like kind of video, because testing takes a long time, and it takes hours. So we're gonna go through that, and then afterwards we're gonna go and see what our results are. So stay tuned. This is funny. All right, welcome back. So after hours and hours of testing and messing with things here and there, I did forget to mention one thing at the beginning. So in that pile was also a CPU. It was an Intel Core i9 9900K. So I was wondering why they tossed that out. And all right, so let's I'm gonna explain that afterwards, but let's start with this. So out of as you guys can see in the video, I tested all the hard drives and the NVMe's. With the external device, external USB. That way it was a little bit easier for me to change it out. Out of the USBs, let's see, the Intel one was overheating. I couldn't get it to boot into it. The light on was also it was just no life at all. The XPG drive, the 1 terabyte XPG drive, actually did show life for like a second, but it read raw data. I don't know I think we could probably bring this back if you redo the firmware on it or something, like a firmware update. I can also try to see if I can RMA it with XPG. XPG is pretty or ADATA is pretty good at RMAs. So I'm definitely going to try to do that with that one. The one that actually worked was the one that the Sabrent 1 terabyte NVMe. That actually works. The reason why that this was tossed in the trash, I guess, is because the pins on the tip here are damaged. But if you stick it in a computer, it still has contact, and the data transfers just fine. Everything works just fine. So that's a win right there. We have one win right there. And I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna probably do something with it later on. When it comes to the hard drives, out of all the ones that we tested, we got, let's see, 4 that were bad. I think my math might be wrong there. I'll look back on the video, but I have 4 here. I may have had a couple of extra ones laying somewhere, but we do have another 4 that actually we got a signal from and it worked. This is Barracuda 500 gig, and then the other 3 are Seagate 1 terabytes. Obviously, I'm still going to do more testing on these, like surface testing or sector testing, because if I decide to sell them or something like that, I do not want to give these out to somebody and then it fails on them right afterwards. All right. As you could probably see from the video, or the fast video, the Gigabyte Rtx 2080 was dead. The lights actually, the RGB turns on, the fans run, but only if I use a riser. If I connect it directly to the motherboard, it just it like turns on really quickly. The fans try to run, and then it turns right back off. So there's definitely something wrong with this thing. I did actually try to fill an RMA ticket for this, because I know Gigabyte goes by serial number, and it turns out that somebody already tried to RMA this, and it got denied because it had a bent PCB or something like that. So, and I'll probably put that up there, the email that they sent me, for you guys, so you can see. The other thing that I forgot to mention, that I just mentioned that I forgot, was the I900k CPU. So I actually have this in the system right now. I ended up cleaning it with alcohol. At first, it wouldn't boot if I had the RAM stick on slot 1 on this board, and I put it on slot 2, and the processor booted. So I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe it just doesn't like. Maybe my board's bad. Maybe my RAM's bad. I don't know. Maybe the processor just doesn't like that RAM stick. Maybe that's what was wrong with it. So with it being on RAM slot 2, I got it to boot. I got it to install an operating system, which I installed onto this NVMe, and I got all the way through the boot and everything. So I was like, oh my god, this CPU works. And once I got into the boot, I started updating Windows updates and all that. And halfway through a Windows update, the computer just shuts off. Then it restarts. And then it comes to the BIOS, which is, I'm in the BIOS right now. And then I noticed that the drive disappears. So this drive here just disappeared. It just says Windows Management, boot from Windows Management, but it will not boot from this drive. So I was like, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this drive is dead. So I put a different drive in there, another NVMe I had laying around from the past. Again, went through the whole setup. About 5 minutes after the whole setup and updating stuff, the computer rebooted and the drive disappeared again. So I was like, all right, maybe, just maybe I have 2 drives that do the exact same thing. It's a possibility. It could happen. So then I get a SATA SSD, which is what's in here right now. SATA SSD, just a regular SSD, SATA power and all that. And the system boots. I'm going to reboot it for you right now. It does this weird color thing. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then it boots into American Megatrends, and then it goes into Windows. So here's the thing. I've played games on this, and I was able to run a game here and there. As soon as I was playing PlayerUnknown for a little bit to test, it crashed and again rebooted, and the drive disappeared. So right now it's working. I'm inside with the CPU and everything. I built this because I was like, oh my god, the processor works. So I built all of this with the RAM that I fixed from a long time ago. This board I purchased with like a broken RAM slot, so but it still works. I have a leftover graphics card, and then I bought this thing. So this is pretty much leftover pieces that I put together because I was like, oh wow, I have an i9-100k that works. Well, yes and no. It does function right now. I can start a game. Maybe I'll play for 10-15 minutes, then it'll crash the game, restart, go into BIOS, and then the drive disappears again. So if somebody's out there if somebody's out there in the comments, please, if you're probably smarter than me, if you can tell me why that is. Now, no, I have not tested more other RAM with it because this RAM I did fix a while back. But seeing that it's happened with 3 drives, and it does that weird loading, that weird colorful thing at the beginning, I think that it's going to be the CPU. The CPU is causing something. Maybe it's shutting down like a PCIe lane or something. I don't know. I am going to test out a different RAM stick with it though, just to make sure that that's not it, since this is a fixed RAM stick that I have sitting here. And then I'll see what the results are. But if you know something I don't, please let me know in the comments because I would like to learn. And in probably a different video, I'm going to go ahead and check this card and see if we can get it working. Maybe reflow it, or maybe I have to replace a capacitor here and there or something. But we're definitely going to try that. But I don't know. Hopefully you guys like this video. It took a long time to do testing on it, and I do want to do more testing to see if I can get this processor working better. But anyways, that was it for today. Thanks again for watching. I will see you on the next one. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe and like the video and share it. I think I said like twice already, but that's fine. That's fine. We're all like, improvising here. I don't write a script. It's fine. And well, anyways, make sure you share it. If it helps somebody else, or if you just, you want to push it out there, just help the YouTube channel. So I appreciate it very much. I'll see you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you on the next one.